Let's get this done. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the channel known as Stock Markets with Bruce. Very original name. We spent millions of dollars in research putting this name together years ago. I was still looking for it to pay off. Welcome. I'm Uncle Bruce. I didn't make up that name. My viewers refer to me as Uncle Bruce, and it's stuck. So I kind of use it. Hiya, how are you? Welcome to Monday, May the 19th. 2025, another week of trading. Next week is a short week, I guess. We're closed next Monday, Memorial Day or something in America. Congratulations, and a little time off for some of you guys. It'll drive some of you absolutely crazy that you got a day off. You don't want a day off. You want shrinkage every day on your options. I get it, but it is what it is. Welcome all to the program. Thank you for joining me today. Look, pre-market, we're lower. We've been lower all morning in the pre-market. We were lower Friday after the bell. The market went lower. I think closed higher for the day on Friday. The Dow was up 332 points pretty well, and the S&P was up 41. The Nasdaq was up 98. That was a nice close. It wasn't like the greatest close of all time, but it was an up day Friday, with half a percentage point for the Nasdaq, 0.7 for S&P, and 0.78 for the Dow. I think for most of you who wrote call credit spreads on the Qs on Friday, you still escaped without getting caught. You were high enough out of the money to not have an issue, and so those contracts you wrote died worthless. And a number of you here made money on Friday, as you did pretty well all week last week. Congratulations. But since that time, since the close, right after the close, we got the downgrade from Moody's of the U.S. debt. That was done Friday after the bell. Moody's didn't have the courtesy of releasing that information at noon on Friday to give everybody a chance to trade on it. Oh no, they released it after the bell. And the market has had the whole weekend to worry about it. And so now the pre-market this morning is dominated by all kinds of headlines, including this headline regarding the downgrade of U.S. debt. Just saying. The futures are negative at the moment, but we're not, 1,000 points down. It's the end of the world kind of selling, but it's a negative vibe to sort of start the day. As option writers, which pretty well everyone around here is, you're asking yourself, what kind of options will I be doing today? What will I be doing if the market opens lower this morning in this first hour or two? Should I take that opportunity to buy back call options that I've written in the last, say, week or two that I wrote up here? They've now slumped. They're going to open this morning a little lower. Am I happy with this return of whatever it is? Is it 15%, 20, 30% more? Or are you now finally going to take a profit on contracts that you wrote 3 months ago that expire maybe a month from now? And they've lost now, with today's morning slump, you're now really looking at a 75, 85% profit. Is this the time to take those contracts off the table, lock in this cheap price, and not be exposed to any call options on stock you wrote on or on other options you've written on, because these are poor man covered calls? And now what do? Gee, Bruce, now what's my next move? Proverbial question that option people have. Option writers have questions like, how much profit should I take on this trade? What is my next ridiculous profit contract trade going to be? Whereas gamblers who are desperate to try to make 5-10 grand just to pay some bills lying around the house are wondering, is there an option I can buy for $1,000 that'll turn into $5,000 this week? Because I've got credit card bills coming due next week, or I've got IOUs to a friend of mine, or I made a promise to a buddy to get him some dough, or whatever the issues. I mean, pressure. You got gas bills, electric bills, utility bills, property tax bills, and there are people out there who are looking for 5, 10, 20 grand to get rid of all kinds of headaches, and they don't they don't believe they can go to their banker, and maybe they've already gone to their banker and they've been told you can't borrow any more money from us. Their credit lines are all tapped out on their credit cards. They've been rejected for credit increases, and so they're trying to find a way to take 1,000 and turn it into 5,000, and then take 5,000 and turn it into 20,000, and take 20,000, turn it into 30, 40,000, and all their problems will go away. And these folks are the desperados out there, and there are a zillion of those. And then there's the gambler, the individual that can afford to buy and sell call options, that is looking for a score, and they're willing to put 10, 20 grand into an option position, and if it goes up 30, 40%, they'll flip it, and they'll look for another day trade opportunity or 1 week trade. You folks out there, your job is to create options, sell options, write options at ridiculously high prices that gamblers want to buy. And you're just adding liquidity to an existing market. And you're just saying, oh, you want to buy a cash secured put for me on Rocket Lab at $20 a contract? You want to give me how many dollars per contract until January of 26, only 7 months from now? I could do that trade. I got 2 grand, I got 4 grand, I got 10 grand lying around. I can write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. I'll take 15, 20% of my money or whatever the value is. It's ridiculous to take these percentages for like barely half a year, knowing in the back of your mind, I'm not going to be holding this trade for a half a year. The minute I write these contracts, I can buy them back. The minute the person that I sold these to buys them from me, they can sell them to someone else. These are liquid during the game. This is a way of sports betting that doesn't exist in other worlds. You go to the racetrack and buy a 80-1 long shot ticket on a long shot horse. You can't resell that ticket to somebody else 5 minutes later. The race is on. It takes 2 minutes. It's over, and you either won or lost. Where with this business, you write an option or buy an option. You can flip the option 15 seconds after you make your move. You can flip it 20 times a day if you want. What is it you're in for? Where on other trades, it's an all or nothing deal. Very liquid, very exciting. Look, your job is to sell contracts up here and buy them back down here. Simple. It's not that complicated, actually. It's just that when you try to explain that to a relative, your relatives go, huh? I don't know what you mean. That sounds too complicated. That sounds very risky. I hear people lose money in the options market. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot cattle prod. And there you go. And there's why many of you tell me, I can't find anyone that writes options. I've tried to tell my brother about it. My brother and I are pretty close. My mom and dad and I, my dad and I, my grandpa and I, my cousin and I, my best friend at work and I cannot convince anyone that knows I'm not a psycho loser to even look at this. Uncle Bruce, what is it that you are teaching me that I can't teach someone else? I don't get it. But then again, Bruce, you warned me about this. You told me, Uncle Bruce, that if you become an option writer, you're going to have a hell of a time convincing anyone else to become an option writer. And so it might be worth your while not to try to convince someone else to become an option writer. Use that energy for yourself to be a better option writer. And maybe that's the best use of your time, is to be a better option writer and take more profits. I'm just a guy in front of a computer trying to talk to you about how you can make money in the options market. And I'm telling you this morning, the markets are lower. So I'm indicating to you that it's most likely worth your time. If these markets are going to be down here in the next hour or two from now, your strategy today for an option expiring this evening in New York, or this afternoon in New York, for say triple Qs or SPYs, is you're probably going to write a call credit spread today. You're going to write a call credit spread way out of the money. And you're going to say to the market, I'll tell you what, I got an option I'm willing to write. I have an option I'm willing to buy. If I can get a credit of this much money, 5% on my capital, 4%, 8%, 9%, 15%, whatever percentage you can get on your capital, you would be willing to put together a credit spread. It'll likely be a call credit spread. And if the market doesn't go up miraculously in the last 2 hours of the day through some kind of a epiphany move for someone, those contracts are going to die, and that's likely what's going to happen. I just read a headline here. 23andMe sells most of its valuable asset. Its most valuable asset. 23andMe sells its most valuable asset. Regeneron promises to keep your DNA information private. So it's been sold to Regeneron for some kind of a deal. I don't know what this means. Bankruptcy court appointed consumer privacy ombudsman will present a report June 10 on any impact on client information. The deal is a $256 million deal to acquire the assets of bankrupt 23andMe. And Regeneron said it will continue uninterrupted service of 23andMe's consumer genome services, such as connecting with living relatives with shared DNA after its purchase closes as expected in the third quarter. The deal comes months after 23andMe filed for bankruptcy in Eastern District, Missouri in March with a pledge at the time to safeguard its trove of genetic data. And I don't know what this means for the shareholders of the company. I'm just going through here what this means here. Nothing here. I've got nothing here. I got nothing here. So I'm literally reading this right now live, interrupting my little spiel with you. And I don't know what the impact will be on the stock for 23andMe. The last time I saw it trade, its pre-market value 171 right now, up 81 cents. If that is accurate, volume is 12,000 shares. Hard to tell here. It closed at 90 cents Friday night, and that was up 19 cents on Friday, as far as I know. And it's a $256 million purchase. I don't know what 23andMe's liabilities are. I can't tell you that at the moment. Everything, again, is inside bankruptcy court. 171 last trade. The latest quarterly financials came out December 31. Let's see what the balance sheet maybe I can see. I'm just on the fly, kids. Just don't get mad at me. I'm doing what I can. I know some of you still own this stuff. They had 81 million in cash at the end of December. They had 128 million in September. They had 171 million last June. They had 217 million last March. Their assets, their current assets at the time was 151 million at the end of the year. And their total assets were 277 million, but their total liabilities were 214 million at that time. Here we are. They had 5.8 million in debt. They had accounts payable 7.7 million. Their current liabilities were 139 million. I'm not sure what that would have been, payroll or rent, I don't know. And their current liabilities were 153 million. Long-term debt, 54 million. That'll get paid off. So I don't know if there's anything left for anyone. I honestly do not know. Obviously, the shareholders of 23andMe are not getting Regeneron, whatever that company's called, stock. They're not getting stock. It's a cash deal with the receiver, and what's left over for shareholders will be whatever. Anyway, that's a little story for you. Little info for you on 23andMe, for those of you who are still into that stock from way back when. Okay, back to the options game. Keep in mind also, on options and on spreads, if you're going to make money on daily option trades, whether, and this is on definitely on credit spreads, this is where you have to really keep this in mind. You have to keep in mind that credit spreads can be done with as little as $100. You can have a $1 spread between a call that you write and a call you buy, or a put that you write and a put you buy. The difference can be $1 in price. That means you need $100 to put a position together. But the reality is that $100 trade requires the commissions on 2 contracts, and whatever your commissions are come off your profits. So some of you might be reveling in the fact that you're getting a 12% return on a $1 spread, but on a $2 spread, you're getting 9% profit, where on a $5 spread, you can only get a 7% credit profit. And on a $10 spread, you might only be able to get 5 or 6. Again, I'm theorizing here. There's nothing specific I'm telling you. I'm just giving you overall theory. But the reality is this: if you're going to use $10,000 to do a credit spread trade for today, you need 10 grand for today's trade. If you're going to do $1 spreads, you're doing 100 positions, which means you're writing 100 calls and buying 100 calls. That is commissions on 200 contracts. If you're going to do $10 spreads, the opposite from 1 all the way to 10, and you could do more, but let's just say you went up to 10. Each trade is $1,000. You're only going to do 10 positions. That means you're going to create 20 contracts to create the trade and use 20 contracts to get out of the trade if you buy them back. Versus 200. It's a huge difference. The broker doesn't charge you a percentage of the value of the trade. The broker charges you a flat fee per option. So if you're going to write 100 calls and buy 100 calls, you're going to pay option commissions on 200 options. Commissions on 200 options. If you're going to do $10 spreads, you're going to write 10 puts or 10 calls and buy 10 calls. That's 20 contracts, not 200. 1/10 the commission. Now, in Canada, some of the firms in Canada charge $1 a contract to do the trade. So if you're going to write 100 positions, you're going to do 200 contracts of trading. That's 200 in commissions to create the credit spread, and it's $200 in commissions if you buy back and close out the credit spread before the day is done. That's a $400 commission that you're looking at. And if you only made $1,000 gross, you paid $400 in commissions. You only clear $600. Excuse me. And that's still, $600 on 10 grand is 6%. Now, if you do a $10 spread, for example, and you can bring in 7% gross or something like that, but your commissions are only $40, 20 in and 20 out. You made $700 gross, less $40 commission. You made $660 profit. You made 60 more than the other guy who did the $1 spread. That's what I'm talking about. And it's $60 today. You're doing this 5 days a week. You're making $300 a week more with the same amount of money every week. $300 a week is $15,000 a year. That is in your pocket. That's the difference. Now, you may find that it's impractical. I cannot do a $10 spread. Or it's very practical. I can do a $10 spread. Yeah, I can write a contract for 45 cents and I can buy one back for a nickel. Oh, yeah, I could do that. As opposed to 45 cents and 25 cents. Get a 20-cent credit, but on a much lower amount of money. So there you go. Now, a thing that I also mentioned that I've said from time to time, if you've been here long enough, I talk about how if you write a contract for, say, $1 and you buy a contract for 40 cents, the two will lose value as the day goes on a daily expiry contract. They'll both shrink. But every penny you lose on the one you bought goes against whatever shrinkage on the one you wrote. And in the first hour, both contracts might both start dropping in value, but the spread hardly moves because what you're losing on the long call, what you're making on the short call, negate each other for the first 10 cents of the spread until finally the more expensive contract drops 2 pennies for every penny this one drops. And then it's 3 to 1, and then it's 4 to 1, because to go from 20 cents to 10 cents and from 10 cents to 0 is different than going from 60 cents to 20 cents and 20 cents to 0. In some cases, you make all your money in the last 20 cents of shrinkage on your big contract. Because the other contract, you had to drop 40 cents to go to 0. This one loses 40 cents. That only breaks you even on this one. And from here, the shrinkage is your profit. Whereas if you have a $10 spread and you've written one contract for 60 cents, you bought one for a dime, There's a 50-cent differential here. This one can only drop a dime. This one can drop 50 cents. And so if they both drop by half of their value, this one only loses a nickel. This one lost 25 cents. You're 20 cents richer. The spread is 20 cents in your favor already. And now this little one is worth a nickel. It's going to zero, can only lose 5 more cents. That's your money. 5 cents will evaporate. This one can lose 25 cents, and that's all profit. The first 5 cents covers the last of this thing, and then 20 cents net profit to you. And that's why a $10 spread might be a better trade. You might go, Bruce, I'm happy taking half my money off the table on these deals. I bring in $800 gross, and as soon as I can clear 400, I walk away. I buy back. I close the thing off. And if most of the shrinkage is on the big contract versus the little one, then I only have to keep an eye on this big one. This little one is negligible. Down goes the shrinkage. I'm already out of here. That might be working for you. Just a thought. And of course, fewer contracts engaged, fewer commissions, more net profit to you. And again, that lets you go, well, I want to clear $400, Bruce. I don't need to make 500 to clear 400, or I don't need to make 600 to clear 400. I need to clear 440 to clear 400. There's where I win. Paying fewer commissions to do this trade, this is where I win. Now, tasty trade, maybe I've heard from some of you, you pay on the way in to create the credit, the spread, but you pay no commissions on the way out. Keep that in mind. Do your homework on these sites. I'm not recommending anyone broker because I don't know where you live. I don't know what your country rules are. I don't know whether brokerage firms are available in your country or whatever. You have to do this homework yourself. Just mentioning tricks of the trade, okay? Thank you for joining me this morning. Welcome all to the program. It's nice to have you in the house. Look, I'm curious today. I've written a question of the day for you, which is kind of different than what I normally do. It's more like pick one of the following 4 statements. Which one kind of applies to you the most? Which one is more applicable to you than the other 3? I know some of you will go, Bruce, 2 of these work for me or whatever. It's all right. I'm not picking on you. I just can't be any more specific than I am. I'm dealing here with viewers from around the world who have different objectives and do different trading strategies. So here's the comment. Pick one of the choices. I write options for side gig cash. I write options to just help pay my bills. I write options as my full-time gig, and I write options to add to my wealth. Now, these are all different. If you are writing options for side gig cash, you're working, you're either a multi-billionaire and you're just having fun writing options, or you're working and whatever you make on contracts, as extra side money, a little hustle here, you're a happy camper, you're doing some option writing inside your retirement account, you're doing some option writing in your margin account, and it's a couple of bucks, and it gives you something to do rather than gaming or rather than doing Tupperware parties or whatever. Again, nothing against Tupperware parties. Choice number 2 is I write options to help pay my bills. Uncle Bruce, I have income coming in from whatever source, and now I'm writing options over here, and whatever I can make from these options helps me pay my bills. I don't make enough money at my job where I work as a volunteer, or I'm a part-time worker. I've got limited abilities. I can only work 5 hours a day, but I can trade over here. Option income is supplementing my full-time or part-time income to pay my bills. I live off this stuff. Third one is I write options as a full-time gig. Uncle Bruce, because of you and your classes, I've done one-on-ones with you, and I still do them, and I hang out with the Discord group, and I do all this stuff. I am a full-time option writer. I quit my job. I never had a job. I inherited 40 grand last year from Grandpa, and I graduated from school, and I found you in the last year of my university studies. Our college studies, and I started writing options with a couple of $1,000, and now I've got 40 grand from Grandpa, and I'm bringing in $5,000-$10,000 a month. I live with my parents. I live with my brother. I live with the school buddies. We're still living in a dorm, or I don't know, whatever. And or no, Bruce, no. I got laid off from a job I had for 20 years. And I got bought out with 3 months' salary, and I got all my shares released to me in my 401k. And I took an equity line of credit, I borrowed on my house, and I'm handling a $100,000 account, and I am living off of this. I'm taking $5,000 a month out of the option trading I do, and the rest I make, I leave in there to compound. And I'm growing my retirement account, and I'm living off of the margin account, and I am a full-time option writer. That's what I do, and I love this game. And then there's the last option, Uncle Bruce. I'm retired. I've been retired for years, or I just retired. I get a pension from work. I get my Social Security money. My wife and I combined make more than enough money to get by on. But you know what? You, sir, have changed our lives, because we were looking for a hobby. We were looking for something to pass the time with. I don't play tennis anymore. I'm not much into golfing. I like going for walks, but you know what? This option writing stuff, you have convinced us and motivated my wife and I, or the wife says, I'm a widow, I've done it myself, or the gentleman says, I'm a widower, I've done this myself. Whatever your situation, I make enough money already to live on. I now am self-managing all my assets rather than let other people manage them for me. And I'm having the time of my life, Uncle Bruce. I love this family of yours. I love hanging out with your kids. And I am writing options, and I'm doing credit spreads, and I'm doing poor man covered call options. And I have found that whatever money I am making here just adds to my wealth. I've got money in the bank, and my margin account, whatever it grows to, is just extra money. Whatever I can grow my RRSP with, or my IRA with, or whatever, I'm just adding to it. I'm a happy guy. And so there's 4 choices for you. What are you? Are you someone who is doing just quite well? You didn't quit your job. You're never quitting your job. You've got a big fat job that makes you a bunch of money, but you're doing it from home. You're a consultant now. You're working, but you're not, you're not killing yourself anymore. And you've got time to write options on the side as an added wealth enhancer. And you're just going with it. So there are your 4 choices. And so give it a shot. Tell me, what do you think? I got 122 people who so far answered the question. I've got thumbs ups coming in this morning. I appreciate that very much. We're now at 61 thumbs ups. Thank you for that. 177 people are here watching. I would love to get your thoughts on the question of the day and on the thumbs up meter. Give me that and help me out with the question. Question of the day so far, 122 votes. 23% of you who are answering the question of the day are telling me, hey, I write options as a side gig. It's just a side gig, Bruce. I make a living, and I'm just making a few bucks. It's nothing incredible. It's growing. It's unique. I'm getting better at it. I'm not the best ever of all time, but I'm getting smarter at this. And this couple of $1,000 a month here, yeah, it's nice. I write options to help pay bills. Uncle Bruce, I'm a desperado, man. I am a god-awful stock picker. I was a terrible investor. I have a crap job. I got laid off from a good gig, and I'm now working in a crap company with only half the pay I used to make, or I'm just barely getting by here. My wife got ill, and she can't work right now, and so we're really struggling here. And so whatever I make on writing options, it's a godsend, Bruce. It is helping us pay the bills. It is making lets us meet our needs. 16% of you who are here tell me that's what you're doing. Some of you, I write options as my full-time gig. This is my life, Bruce. I am not retired. I'm not 60 plus. I'm under 60. I'm in my 50s, my 40s, my 30s, my 20s. I found you. I don't know how, but I found you. And you opened up a world to me that I never knew existed. I couldn't believe when I found out through you that I could write stock options with only 5 or 10 or 20,000 bucks. I didn't need to be a licensed broker. I didn't need to be a financial institution. I couldn't believe that I could write options just like these big hedge funds write options. This is unbelievable. The profits are unbelievable. It's so easy. And yet, Bruce, you're right. I can't convince anyone I know to join me, to be an option writer. I wish I could, because I could then talk to them every day about how we're doing. But you know what, Bruce? I'm a full-time option writer, and I hang out on your Discord page, not yours, but on the Discord page where all you Gold Bagel members are, and I'm having the time of my life. 17% of you are full-time option writers, and 42% of you are writing options to add to my wealth. And this is from the most comfortable position there is. It doesn't get better than that. Maybe the side gig cash might be comfortable, but for some of you, it's not comfortable. You're doing option writing, but it's only bringing in, $500, $1,500 a month. It's not enough to live off of. It's okay, but you're trying to grow it so that you can move up to a higher level here. But for those of 43% of you are saying, I write options to add to my wealth. Uncle Bruce, I do just fine with my job. My wife works full-time. I work full-time. We love what we do. We have other income on the side. We're retired, my wife and I, I'm retired, she's retired, whatever. You're in a position where whatever you make on option rights is just added capital, added wealth. You're just adding to your wealth. It makes a difference, yes, but it is not necessary to get by on. And this is the most comfortable position to be an option writer on, because it doesn't matter whether you score a $3,000 gain today or on the 3rd of the next month. It doesn't matter, because you don't have to worry about month-end bills to make things work. 42%. Thank you for answering that poll question. 139 votes now. 139. 26% say side gig cash. 15% say just helps me pay my bills. 17% say it's my life, baby. I'm a full-timer. And 42% say it's adding to my wealth. And I love hanging out with you, Uncle Bruce, and I love your rants, and I love your insights, and appreciate it all. I've taken your classes, and Uncle Bruce, all of us are asking you, 139 people who have made a vote, and everyone who's hitting the thumbs up button, and everyone who's watching the show right now, which is at least 180 of you here, you're all saying the same thing. You're yelling at the screen right now. When are you going to do class number 19? How long do we have to wait until you're doing class number 19? And I will let you know as soon as I can when that is going to happen. It is going to be, I can tell you, it's going to be in June. I'll tell you that. It's going to be on a Saturday. I'll tell you that. But I don't have the date picked out yet. Jen and I have to go over our calendar. We'll be back in Calgary on the 1st of June. So, yeah. End of this month, 1st of June, we'll be back in there. And you'll get an update from me. Hopefully, by the end of the week, I can let you in on class number 19. And then we will accept reservations for class 19. We'll keep you posted on all the details, and we'll let you know. All right, so just stand by, and we'll kind of keep you posted. Thank you all for joining me today from wherever you are on the planet. I love the fact that you're here. Those of you who are members of this channel, thank you so much for being a member of this channel. You keep us on the air. You're the only reason that this channel still exists. I can tell you that if I didn't have memberships and I was doing these kinds of views, 180 people live, YouTube would not be keeping me on the air. They'd find an excuse to get rid of me. They'd come up with something to say, you're not worthy. We're going to kick you off the air. There's something to that. The bottom line is that you folks out there who are members are making a payment every month to YouTube to be a member of my channel. And YouTube gets 30% of whatever you send them. So if you're a Chillin' with Uncle Bruce member, you're sending me $10 a month. YouTube gets $3, I get $7. If you're a Gold Bagel member, which is the penthouse level of this channel, you're paying $25 a month to YouTube, and they get $7.50. They get $7.50. I don't hide that. I get $17.50. I get the rest, and that's what Jen and I predominantly flow on this from this channel. It's the memberships, because the advertising revenue and the revenue from Prime members, those of you who are Prime members, combined is maybe $300 a month. It's a nothing burger. This is why this channel costs YouTube more than $300 a month to operate, to allow me to do what I do with you every day. It costs YouTube more than that. YouTube gets paid by me by convincing you to be a member of the channel. That's how YouTube tolerates this channel. That's why you guys are absorbing information on how to be an option writer and be a winner. And that's why I'm always begging you and thanking you. Thank you for being a member of this channel. Gold Bagel level is what it's all about. From two angles. For YouTube's angle, so I can still be here, and from the other angle, so that I can physically, financially be here. Thank you. Of course, any of you who have picked up classes and are picking up the classes, I believe, you're doing yourself a huge favor. Many of you will agree to that. Almost all of you who are here as Gold Bagel members and regular members are likely class takers. Whether you've taken every single lesson or not, I don't know. But you've certainly taken a bunch of these. And these classes, 18 of which are available on my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca, everything down below in the description. Those of you who are taking the classes are giving yourself a shot to learn how to write options and to be a casino rather than be the gambler on the floor of a casino. So yeah, welcome and congratulations, every one of you. And thank you for those of you who are grabbing the classes, learning how to write options, winning and earning while you're learning, which is the kicker here. You don't have to buy all 18 lessons in one shot. There is no obligation that you are under to buy all 18 lessons. You can buy one at a time whenever you want one, and start with lesson number, number one. That's a great place to start. And take a class a week and do 4 classes a month. And in 4 months from now, you'll have done 16 of the 18 classes. I can kind of tell you, I'm pretty damn sure if you pay attention to each of these classes, which you can rewatch as many times as you want, and they're in plain English, you are going to learn more about the options market than you ever thought possible. You're going to learn a lot about the stock market at the same time. You're going to understand what some terms mean. What do these things mean? What's this lingo these guys talk about? The limit order, market order, good till canceled. What is this fill or kill? What is this in the money, out of the money? What's day trading? What's it? All the market terms, all the option terms are included in these classes in plain English. And I can tell you right now that looking at my commentaries coming in, all the folks who have their name highlighted in green with an avatar, they're all members of this channel. They've pretty well all taken the classes. And they were virtually almost everyone here that is now an option writer didn't know what an option was before they found me. They may have heard a little about it. They knew a little. They thought they knew options. And then they realized, oh God, I don't know jack squat. Oh my God, is this guy teaching me stuff? I had no idea I could do this. Welcome to the party, pal. You want to become a successful investor, someone that takes money from the market rather than keeps putting money into the market. If you have never withdrawn money from your brokerage account before from profits, become an option writer. You're going to learn how to take money out of your account. This is a new thing for winners. Usually investors are losers. They put money in, they put money in, they put money in. They try to buy at the low and find the high. They average down all the time. They follow these Wall Street pros on these TV stations, and they never get told to take money out of the market. They always get told to keep putting more in. Around here, we think the opposite. We're like George Costanza on Seinfeld. We're the opposite. We take money out of the market. We allow people to lose money like they're going to anyway. and we take some of those profits for ourselves. And we pay bills. We pay off student loans. We pay off car loans. We get rid of credit card debt. We don't carry credit card debt at all. We don't have any. We've long ago paid it off, and we pay it off every month in full. We live within our means because we're growing our means rather than limiting our means. We add to our income every month and get more prolific and proficient at writing options. That's the attitude around here. Folks around here are looking to make money. And if you want to do that rather than try to guess the next hot stock out there, or whatever stock has crashed in value will come back, you want to play that game all the time? Oh, are you going to be in trouble? You're never going to get the timing right. You're never going to be at the right price. You're going to buy too high, sell too low. You're going to kick yourself for missing out on this trade, missing out on that trade. Be an option writer. Sell first, buy back later. Take the cash up front and then give some of it back. This is a great game. People love this game around here. Cheers, all of you. Thank you for being followers of this YouTuber. I cannot tell you how much we love having you here. Richard Carlin is here. Eddie, Charlie, Big E, Stock Jockey, CKT, Stephen Butler is in the house. The man writing options to pay off debt to build wealth, baby. Good morning from Rice Checks. Amy is here. Hector's here. Good morning from Splair. DH Ruta is here. I always take profits 50%. I see no reason not to lock in 50% profit, says the man. There's always another option to write the next day. There you go. I started taking $100 a month in premium and putting it towards mortgage. That's 1.5 extra payments a year. And I have my house paid off 12 years early just doing this strategy. Remember, flipping your options is subject to pattern day trading rules, so check your broker first. There you go. Savage of Wall Street, markets are down. Oh no, whatever will I do? This is what option writers ask themselves. What will I do? Cash ticket puts are going to be written today, and covered calls are going to be bought back. That's what I'm going to do today. Good morning, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. James of the Mystery Tree, good morning. I'm number 52 on the thumbs up meter. Frugality. Don't forget to ask your broker for an option commission review every few months. I've asked many times, and I've gotten my commission down to 45 cents at Schwab. That used to be a TD Ameritrade. Who cares, says good morning, Uncle Bruce and gang. Frugality, I found asking for an incremental commission reductions of 5 cents works well. Otherwise, they don't often approve that. Very interesting. Alberto, good morning, Bagel Gang. Let's get that dinero. Yes. Juan is in the house. Yes, indeed, Alberto. Corinne is here, number 73. Brother Yeti, hey, good morning, my dudes. Henry T, good morning to all of you. Doug Cooper, the wheel strategy works well for me as the fastest way to grow your account, in my opinion. Do you have a lesson, Uncle Bruce, on the wheel strategy for others to learn? Yes and no. I don't think I've ever put a class together on just the wheel strategy. Doug, wheel strategy is what I do as well. It's extremely lucrative with zero risk if you like the stock. Can't wait till I have capital so I can run it up. Although I do talk about this stuff in my early classes. You do want to, as you take each one, you'll begin to go, oh, that's what they're talking about, the wheel strategy. Charlie, just let me know when to send payment for lesson 19. Lessons are worth every penny. I'm in. Alberto, Juan, let's go. Doughboy is here. Good morning. I'm the number 90 thumbs up on the meter this morning. Thank you, everybody. We try to get to 200 thumbs ups every day, and we do as much as we can. We don't make it every day nowadays. We find that the views at this time of the year, unless the markets are going straight up 1,000 points, I don't get as many views. I get fewer views when the markets are down than when markets are up. Yet on the option side, it really doesn't matter. And so to get 200 thumbs ups is kind of what we target every day, and we like to hit it. So if you're able to hit that thumbs up button first thing this morning, please do it. If you're watching on the rerun, help me out with the thumbs ups right now. Give this channel more momentum. The more people who follow this channel, the more we'll find out about some of the stocks we really like around here, one of which is SoFi. We really like SoFi. And the more people that find out about SoFi's upside potential, the more people will buy into that stock. And the more people that this channel can get into SoFi, the richer every one of you will be that are already in SoFi. I keep talking about the SoFi upside, but I haven't mentioned it lately. But one of the things I had mentioned in the past, and I'm going to bring it up again, as SoFi nears its way to the $20 level, and it will get there, It will go to $20 and beyond. That stock will be multiplied by all the shares outstanding. That company will be worth more than $20 billion market cap. It'll be in the 22 billion range even. If the stock goes to $25, the company will be worth 27 to $29 billion market cap. That is beyond the requirement of this company becoming a member of the S&P 500 index. And that I keep bringing up from time to time, and I cannot emphasize enough how important this is. Once a company becomes a member of the S&P 500 index, it means that any ETF, any mutual fund that tracks the S&P 500 index will now be buying SoFi stock. They will be buying the stock. Because to mirror the index, they have to own the index. They have to own the components of the index. And depending on how valuable the company is within the index, the more market cap value a company has, the bigger impact on the S&P that stock has. This is why the Magnificent Seven dominate 48% of the S&P 500 or 52% of it, whatever it is. So if SoFi hits 25 billion in market cap, it won't be the 500th most valuable company in the S&P. It'll probably be in the low 400s already. If SoFi hits $30 a share, it'll be worth $33 to $35 billion. It'll be the 350th most valuable company, maybe the 300th most valuable company. The more valuable SoFi becomes within the index, the more shares of SoFi that must be acquired by the index funds, and shares will be sold of other stocks falling in the index rankings, and they buy stocks that are rising in the index rankings. And so SoFi is a momentum stock within the S&P 500. There are at least, I don't know how to say this without getting into trouble. There could be as many as 1,000 funds out there that would have to buy the stock. 1,000 funds. Some will buy 500 shares, some will buy 5,000, some will buy 50,000, some will buy 500,000. I don't know. It's massive. It's impressive. There's something else about the S&P 500, and that is known as sub-indexes. There are firms out there like Chase Manhattan Bank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, the big investment houses in New York, the largest investment houses on the planet, and independent financial investment firms that operate their own in-house index funds. And so your grandparents might have been 25 years ago, they gave $200,000 from an inheritance they got to Chase Manhattan to manage their money for them. And the Chase Manhattan people broke that $200,000 down into $25,000 increments, and they put them into the S&P 500, their in-house S&P 500 fund, and their in-house NASDAQ fund, and their in-house high-tech fund, and their in-house banking index fund. SoFi is a bank. They're part of the banking index. They're part of these index funds that have been created by independent entities that will now include SoFi because it's an S&P 500 stock. All of a sudden, all these funds have to buy S&P, have to buy SoFi stock. It compounds. I've told you a million times about Palantir, that the shares of Palantir a year or so ago became a member of the S&P 500. A year plus ago, they were $12, $14 a share. That's right where SoFi is right now, $13.36. Palantir was down here, and it got to $30, $40 after inclusion into the S&P. And people thought, there's the high for the stock. That's it for Palantir right there. You're not going to go any higher than that. Palantir, it's $40. Hey, it was $13 a couple months ago. It's $40. That's it. That didn't last, did it? This last year for Palantir has been unbelievable. A year ago, May, it was $21 a share. 2 years ago, Palantir, May 2023 was $10.25. The breakout happened last year, right around, what was that here, about October? Well, in August, it was $30. In September, it got to $35, $36. It hit October, it hit 43, 40, 44. November, it hit 58, 59, 62 in November, 70 in December, 72, 76, $80 in January. Then it faltered a bit. Then it went to 110 in February. Palantir right now is 129. Palantir is a member of the S&P 500. It's a member of all kinds of high-tech indexes that are sub-indexes. And so Palantir has been acquired by all kinds of institutional investors that will never sell it. Once an investment entity buys a stock in the S&P 500, it stays in that index, and those stocks stay in these index funds unless the stock falls out of the S&P 500, which Palantir is not going to do, and SoFi won't do either. Once SoFi gets in there, it just is going to become a bigger piece of the S&P 500. When SoFi hits 100 a share, and it will, they'll be worth $120 billion. And that'll put them in the top 150 stocks of the S&P 500, maybe the top 100. And at 200 a share, they'll be worth $240 billion. And they'll be in the top 40, 50. They're going to become a big piece of the banking sector and the tech sector and the S&P 500. And there are all kinds of indexes that are going to be jumping all over this stock to get it in there. And so I tell you that if you are sitting on some cash or you're sitting on the stock itself, you can take advantage of these upcoming moves by, theoretically, you can just sell your shares today and turn right around and write cash secured puts on the stock and sit on the cash from the sale of the stock and the cash from the secured puts that you've just written on it and earn interest on that money. And if the shares want to go to $16, $17, you will buy back your puts that you sold up here for down here, and you'll write new puts, higher strike, further out in time for a huge $4, $5, $6 a share hit to you, $600 a contract, $500 a contract, more, adding thousands more to your account and hauling in daily interest on an even larger amount of money. There are viewers here who a year ago had $30,000 accounts, and they were heavily into SoFi stock. The shares went up from $6, $7, $8, $9 to 13, 15, 16. They sold their shares at double what they paid for them and wrote cash secured puts for 30% more money on top of that. And they took basically a 25-cent piece and turned it into $1.35. And that is a five-fold increase. And folks around here have gone from $30,000 to $150,000. Folks around here have gone from $120,000 to $500,000, $600,000 in value. Folks around here have gone from $300,000, $400,000 to millions of dollars in value using this strategy. You can do this at any level you want, but if you don't write cash secured puts on SoFi, you're not going to be able to do roll-ups for additional cash. If you're holding the stock, okay, you can write call options against the stock. Yes, you can. But if you write $13 calls and the stock goes to 15, you're going to have to do a rollover. Good news, your stock's 15. Bad news, your contract has gone up too. You have to buy it back for a loss and then write a new one. On the other hand, if you write, say, 17s for a year out, you might get yourself a buck or two now to buy more stock and write more contracts. Knock yourself out. It's up to you how you want to play this game. Welcome to the party, pal, where you can make money from gamblers by writing options. That's what we do around here. It's what this channel is about. And I encourage you to become part of the family if you like. Thank you for joining me today. We're down, what was it, down almost 300 on the Dow. We're opening in 6 minutes. I don't know where Larry Titus is. Last I heard he was in France. And so I hope, if he's still in France, I hope he's having a wonderful, wonderful time. Thank you. Pickcomb says, good morning, Uncle Bruce. Doug Keebler, him or hers is a very interesting stock. The premiums is much like Palantir. Incredibly juicy and very profitable, fast growing. I encourage others to check it out. The ticker symbol is HIMS. Pickcomb bought 900 SoFi shares again at $12.59. I'm doing well there, but I have sold cash secured puts, 25 contracts at 20 for Jan 26, and those are doing well as also. To Henry, Putin launched attack before talking to Donald Trump again. Will stock market react to this news today? No, I doubt it. Unlikely. There you go. Welcome to the party, pals. Nice to have you here. We're down 300 on the Dow. We're down 70 on S&P. We're down 343 on NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is down 1.56%. The S&P down 1.1%. The Dow is down about 0.7. Crude oil is down 34 cents a barrel at $62.15. And gold is holding at $53 a gain. Today, the U.S. dollar is slipping again against major currencies. This is the Achilles heel of the United States of America. The United States of America owes right now $30 trillion in bonds. There are bonds outstanding by the United States totaling $30 trillion, not billion, trillion dollars. And this compares to 2007 to $4.5 trillion. So we've gone from $4.5 trillion to $30 billion in 18 years. Today's big, beautiful tax bill that the Republicans are trying to ram through the House and Senate and down the throat of Americans is going to add another $5 trillion to the debt of Americans on their backs. And the problem is that the world itself, the entire rest of the planet, is going, I'm not sure if I want to lend you another $5 trillion at 3% or 2% or whatever. I don't think that's going to work for me. Right now, a 30-year bond that the United States has issued, the 30 years that are out there and they trade all the time, like stock options, they trade all the time. They go up and down in value all the time. And they're now to the point, they're falling in value to the point where if you buy a 30-year treasury note that's out there, whether it was issued last week or last year or 8 years ago or 28 years ago, you want to buy a treasury note that is a 30-year note, you're going to get over 5% interest on your money. Now, if you're going to pick up a 10-year treasury note, again, that was issued last week, back 9 years, you're going to get 4.54% on that note. If that 10-year note reaches 5%, and it was down to as low as 3.8 last November, it's now at 4.5, up another 45 hundredths of a point, less than half a percentage point higher, we got us a problem. And what is the problem? Simple. There's going to be a lot of investors around the world, in America and everywhere else, people are going to ask themselves, should I hold stocks? Should I hold real estate? Should I hold gold? Should I hold U.S. bonds? What do I invest in? Now, pension funds and hedge funds and mutual funds and retirement funds and billionaires and millionaires and trillionaires all around the world diversify their holdings, and they will make adjustments to their holdings. And some of these, which are countries, also like China, Japan, and other countries that hold a lot of U.S. debt, might decide at 5% interest, we'll hold the U.S. bonds, but we're not going to hold U.S. stock. The reason we're going to dump stock and buy bonds is we get 5% interest on the money, which is not guaranteed from the stock market. And U.S. stocks are going down in value because they can't compete with the 5% interest rate. IBM pays a dividend of 2.75% right now. Why would I hold IBM for a 2.75% dividend yield when I can buy the treasury for 5%? I'll take 5% of my money. And I don't have to worry about IBM going up or down. I don't have to worry about the company doing well or not well, or worrying about tariffs or not worrying about tariffs. All that speculation is out. I'll just take the 5% interest. Thank you very much. And the other thing is, if the American dollar is going to drop in value, I'll buy protection against that using my bonds as collateral. I'll get insurance. using hedge trades through my bond people. I'll do hedge trading to protect my value of American dollars against my euros, my pounds, my yen, my whatever currency I'm playing with that I want to protect against. But with IBM, I can't do that. And so stocks are out, bonds are in. Well, that's bad news for the stock market, which is bad news for gamblers across the world who are trying to buy stock low and sell high. And there is the issue. And that's why the market today might be down a little bit, because the markets are reacting to tariffs, slowing U.S. economy, higher U.S. prices, and Americans getting the crap kicked out of them economically by their own government. Unbelievable. But a government that is spending like drunken sailors and want to pass a $5 trillion tax cut bill when they should be raising taxes to pay down their deficit. Government doesn't want to pay down its deficit. It wants to give tax breaks to their backers who elected them into the government. And so payoffs are being made right now to very rich people at the expense of everybody. And there you go. There it is. I'm just a guy in front of a computer, nothing serious. Richard, good morning. Charlie, thank you for ringing the bells. We are open for business today. D.H. Ruda is here. James of the Misty Tree hitting the knee emojis to honor the Knights of Neat. Do not forget where the power behind the market comes from. The Knights of Neat are not happy with the U.S. dollar right now. They're dumping the U.S. dollar against the yen, against the Swiss franc, against the euro, against the pound. These currencies are rising against the American dollar, meaning that tourists from America going to Europe this summer are going to pay more dollars to do anything in Europe. Eat, travel, see castles, go to museums, buy souvenirs, buy a beer. It's going to be more expensive for Americans with American currency to go to Europe this year, go to Japan this year, go to anywhere else that these currencies are rising against the American dollar. The standard of living of every American is being impacted and has been impacted now for several months since the inauguration and since tariffs were announced. Boeing, Tiger, Andre, Big E with a Z at the end. Neat, 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 neat. There you go. Giddy up. Splair, can SoFi go past 14 this week? That's what I want to know. One, neat, 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 neat. Don't forget the Knights of Neat. Welcome to the party, all. Thank you for joining us. It should be a fun week as always. It's always a fun time. SoFi right now down 44 cents at 13.48. We've got the Qs down $6 each. The spiders are down 5.30 right now. The Dow is off 272 points. That is what's going on at the moment. Welcome all to the party, pals. Great to have you with us. GameStop is down 66 cents. Rocket Lab's off about 88 cents. ASTS down 140. MSTR down $2. AI down 90 cents. Supermicro down 136. NVIDIA down 225. Tesla down 16.29. It's been a red morning all morning. It was red Friday night. All over the weekend, it was red. And so we knew we'd open lower. The question is this a partial drop that's going to fizzle out in the first hour or two, and then we have a bit of a run? Or are we going to just be down between 150 and 250 for most of the day, and then we have a little rally at the end or a fall off? Do we have a mid-level, midday drop-off of 500 points? Do we have a midday attempted rally to break even, and then it falters, or does it hold? I don't see a 1,000-point update today. I don't see that, not for the Dow. So we'll keep an eye on that. Those of you who are credit spread writers, you're just twiddling your thumbs, crossing your arms, watching and waiting, watching and waiting, watching and waiting. You want this market to reveal its true intentions to you. It doesn't happen in the first 5 minutes. Welcome, everyone. I am number 110 on your thumbs up meter. John Gill, thank you. Mandu, I'm 112. Thank you, Bruce, for the tip on the call credit spreads. Waiting for the market to settle in, and then I'm going to execute this trade. Mandu, neat. Splair, I see SoFi climbing. There you go. There you go. SoFi, 13.52, down 40 cents. Go, SoFi, go. $20 a share is an easy target to reach for this company. 25 to 30 is also very attainable. And the moment that the company is included in the S&P 500, all hell breaks loose. And that will be a 6-month run. It won't be a one-day run. It won't be an 8-second attention span move. It'll be a 6-month move to much, much higher levels. 40, 50 a share, easily attainable. But that's just my opinion. You decide for yourself whether I'm full of rocks or not. Thank you all so much for being here. Weber, I'm number 113 on that thumbs up meter. Uncle Bruce, you are moving up on the thumbs up meter. Thank you, everybody. Sure beats 76, doesn't it? Thank you, everybody. Now, 116 is the number. The poll question of the day, 194 of you now have participated in my survey, and it's basically pick one of 4 positions. I write options for side gig cash. I write options to help pay my bills. I write options as my full-time gig. I write options just to add to my wealth. What position are you in? Predominantly. It doesn't cover every single possible, but I can only give you 4. So here are the 4. 27% of you say, this is almost 200 of you now, 27% of you say, I write options for side gig cash. That's about 45 of you. I'm just writing options for money, just on the side. I'm writing options to pay my bills, man. This is supplementing my revenue. I'm a student working part-time. I'm a part-time worker that's not a student anymore. I'm a laid-off person. I'm a full-time employee, but I don't make enough to get by on, or I'm a full-time employee that could live in the basement of my parents' house, but I choose to have my own place, my own car, and my own life, and options are helping me do this on top of my revenue, of my job revenue. 16% are in that position. 13% say, I write options as a full-time job. Out of almost 200 of you, 26 or 25 of you are saying, Bruce, I'm a full-time option writer. I don't do anything else. This is all I do. And then there are 44% of you who say, Uncle Bruce, I'm in the sweet spot. I'm either working and loving it and writing options. I'm either retired and more than easily getting by on my retirement income, and I'm writing options. I am a full-time option writer, and I don't even need this money. Whatever I'm making on this is added to whatever I got. I am living off of assets. I own 3 houses. I rent 2 of them. I got a couple of townhomes. I own several condos. I own other investments. I earn income every month that doesn't need any help from the option market. Anything I write on options, it just adds to my wealth. And I'm writing options predominantly in my IRA to add to my retirement balance, because my pension is from work and my Social Security is more than enough to cover all of my expenses. I'm in a dream position. Well, there's 43% of you in a very comfortable position to say, yeah, this is great. If you add my full-time option writers to my wealth creators here, that's 56% of the viewers who've answered so far are saying, yeah, Bruce, full-time, baby, and it's adding to my wealth. I love this game. Thank you and congratulations. Welcome to the party, pal. We're down 189 on the Dow. Is it trying to muster a little rally here? Maybe. We'll see what happens. The Qs are down 503. The spiders are down 432. SoFi down 40 cents at 1352. GameStop down 49. Rocket Lab down 95. ASTS down $1.50. Strategy Incorporated up 383. It's gone green. AI down 96. Supermicro down 86. Nvidia down 118 and Tesla down $13. The market's trying to do something. We'll see what happens with that. Welcome all to the program. Jeff, this is an interesting game. Jeff Glass, all of my stocks are down since Friday's close. But when the market opened, my account balance shot up because I have calls written on all this stuff. And my obligations on these calls are falling off the table. I like this game. There you go, my friend. Welcome to the other side. Welcome to being a casino. The gamblers are losing and you're winning. Zeta State, number 117. Jeff, I like this game. Brian, number 124. Bruce, your thumbs up meter is moving. Jeff, I chose to build my wealth option because I'm not spending a penny of this money. Not because I'm in a dream position, but to hopefully build it into a dream position. I don't need this money right now to live on. So whatever I make from options is growing my account, and I'm compounding my trades. I am buying more stock to write more options against it, or I'm adding my additional cash secured puts, or I'm writing more credit spreads. I am compounding the return of this money with more money, writing these strategic and conservative option strategies that Uncle Bruce has taught me to do. Giddy up, everybody. You're going to be here a long time. Doug, looks like a great day to buy leaps and then write cash secured puts on your favorite stocks or write cash secured puts. Remember, volatility on days like these are an option writer's dream. Jeff Glass, our jobs more than covers the bills, so but not nearly enough wealth to ditch the jobs. So there you go. And that is it. That is a serious and common story. And I take it very seriously how Uncle Bruce, we're building our wealth here. We're getting by on our day jobs. But you know what? This money you're showing us to make here, this is adding to our retirement. It is goosing up our retirement accounts right now. While we're contributing to our 401k, we're compounding the returns on that 401k. And in a number of cases on this channel, people are making more money with their 401k. They're growing their K larger, more than they're contributing to it. It used to be the 401k grew more by how much money you put into it plus a return. Now it's the return that is growing the 401k, and what you're putting into it is just pocket change. Nice position to be in. Congratulations. It's going to make your retirement much more comfortable. You got to love this game. Thank you all for being here. I think we've got a bit of a rally on the go here. I think we have a little bit of an improvement overall. We're still down 178 on the Dow Jones. We're down 43 on S&P. We're down 180 on NASDAQ. But the NASDAQ is only down 0.9%. That's improving. S&P down 0.73 and the Dow down 0.42. So we have seen an improvement. The VIX is still negative up 226, which is bad. That's a 1950 on the VIX, but it isn't over 20. And then gold is still up $47 and oil is down 15 cents. The triple Qs went from that 512 level to now 516. So we've had a little pop. We're still down 489 on the Qs, but they have improved a bit, and that's showing on the NASDAQ exchange, the NASDAQ market. Definitely a bit of an improvement. How much more it'll go, I don't know. We'll see. 23andMe with the news this morning that they've been able to sell off their main asset. The stock now is only at 90 cents. It's the over-the-counter market trading. I don't know what's going to happen there. $256 million acquisition by Regeneron is buying 23andMe as a number one asset. I don't know what the shares will be worth, if anything, when it's all said and done with all the IOUs outstanding and what have you. I don't know. I can't say. But that much I know is the stock is about 90 cents. Now, on the markets themselves, we've got Apple down $5.98. Tesla is off $14. Microsoft holding a 261 gain this morning. Alphabet down 75. The Amazon down 81. Nvidia down 111. And the Facebook Meta shares are down 535 so far. We've been open now 13 minutes. And I welcome you all to the program. We've got SoFi now pushing $13.64, down just 28 after opening at as low as $13.36 today. So the stock has come back almost 30 cents to be down about 30 cents. So half the losses have been recovered on SoFi's opening. And we're showing the Dow now down 161-ish, S&P down 41, NASDAQ down 171. Okay. SoFi volume today, 4.3 million, very, very calm, nothing ridiculous there. GameStop is down 50 cents at $27.95. We've been, we were at 29 on a couple days last week. We're back to $27.95. 592,000, absolute quiet there. Rocket Lab 24.74 down 83. It's recovered from 24.29, so almost 50-cent recovery from the lows, still down 82. ASTS got down to 24.80. We're back to $25, still down 166. 2.9 million. That's an opportunity to write cash secured puts there. Buyback calls. MSTR 401.36. The low today 392, 392.70. So it's come back about almost $8 to be up 150. So MSTR has had a recovery. We'll see if that lasts. AI down 111. SMCI down just 52 cents. NVIDIA down 117. Tesla down 13.33. Palantir down 480 now. We've got Broadcom down 77. We have Intel off 40. Netflix down 9.44. Costco down $10. Eli Lilly down 4.60. Uber down 93 cents. Cisco down 33 cents. Adobe down 127. AMD 114.98 down 219 today. Unity down 87. Enphase down 241. Spire Global 1183. That's a lot better than the 950 level we were last week. So we're 1183, still down 17 on the session, but it was over 12 today. Moderna 138 gain on Moderna, 26.24. Pfizer down 6. IBM down 24 cents. HPQ down 51 cents. Home Depot down 4.39. The Vanex Semiconductors are down 2.73. Goldman down $5. Boeing is down 140. Target off 79. JP Morgan down 67 cents. Walmart is off 160 a share. Disney down 79 cents. American Airlines down 2 cents. DraftKings down 27 cents. AMC down 7 cents at 288. And Royal Caribbean down 324. 252 a share at this moment. This morning, there you are. 1367, 1368 on SoFi. Down about 25 cents on the session. It seems to be recovering little by little by itself. Okay, Apple and Chevron are creating the Dow's, most of the Dow's losses today, they say. We're down 42 on S&P, and we're down 167 on NASDAQ. And for the triple Qs, that means we're down 427 at 517. So looking at call credit spreads today for the Qs, as much as possible out of the money. If you're looking at today's expiry or tomorrow's or this Friday's or next Friday's, you want to get as far away as possible on these credits, call credit spreads, so that they ensure that they die worthless. That's where they're headed. That's what you want them to be doing. The VIX down is up 191 at 19.15. Oil down 13 cents right now. Welcome to the party, pal. Thank you for joining us here. Let's see here. Jeff Glass, unfortunately, I cannot trade my 401k. All that capital is just eating away there. The goal, I think, for me is to build this brokerage account to a level I can live off of. Then I can quit my job and move that 401k into an account that I can control. Yes, wasting away, not eating away there. I hear you. This is a common issue with Americans. So many Americans have no control over their retirement funds. It's criminal, really. I'm amazed by it. I don't know how it's legal. I don't know how this is legal for Americans not to be able to control their retirement funds while working for a company. Talk about being trapped and getting garbage returns. Guarantees no retirement. Guarantees no benefit on retirement. You might get $500 a month income on retirement, and you're going to live off your Social Security, and that's under threat. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But it is what it is. What it is. People who quit their jobs to gain control of their 401ks, to live a life. My God, it's hardly. It's not like you're trying to ask the world of anybody. You're just trying to manage your own money. I mean, come on, your own dang money. It's pathetic. It really is. There are viewers who have figured out that they can, in some cases, not all, in some cases, they can borrow against their 401k. They can take one of these $40,000 loans or whatever the amount is, and they can put together a 3 or a 5 year repayment plan to themselves, where they pay a payment to themselves with current interest rates for a set time, and right now they can do whatever they want with the money. They can use the money for credit spread trading, for cash secured put writing, to top up, pay off a credit card, whatever you want. And there are some here who have managed to pull money out of a 401k, pull money out of their house, sell off one or two of their cars they don't need. They have 3 cars, now they're down to 1. And they've paid off credit cards, paid off car loans, reduced their overheads more than the cost of the loan to themselves, and are now managing that 40,000 plus whatever other capital to grow income, and then they're using that as their strategy to ultimately quit their day job in a year from now or so, because they're going to build this capital up to the point where they can pay off their 401k in one shot, quit their day job, and be done with it. Getting control of their lives. There's so many ways to do this. You have to figure this one out, folks. That's all I can say. Anyway, thank you. Cutting Edge, I'm trying to build this portfolio big enough to give my 60 hours a week job the middle finger. There you go. Rock and roll, pal. There's a whole bunch of people who want to do that. I highly encourage you to do that as soon as you possibly can. Absolutely. Because once you are walking away from a day job and you are a full-time option writer, you get better at it because you're in front of the market all the time. You don't miss trades. It's funny that some folks here have told me that when they quit their day job, they were generating like $5,000-6,000 a month in revenue from their trading accounts. And they were looking after their 401k and their IRA and all that. And they got control of their 401k and they now were managing that. But they found that they weren't making $4,000 a month in profits anymore from their margin accounts. They started making $6,000 to $7,000 a month because they were doing better trading. They were better writers. They were better executors of their stink bids, stink offers. They started to figure out, oh yeah, I can watch my credit spread all day long. I don't get caught with this market anymore. I don't do as many rollovers anymore because I'm ahead of this market. Uncle Bruce, this has changed my life. My goodness, I love this. Uncle Bruce, the call credit spreads, triple Q, 522.32 expiring today is paying 37 cents, and net credit is 56 cents. Okay, so I'm not sure how this works. It's paying 37 cents, net credit of 56. I don't know what those two numbers mean. If you're writing it for a 56-cent credit, I gotcha. It's a $10 spread, 56 cents. But I don't understand why these two numbers are here. I don't get that. The Qs are at 518 right now, roughly. And here he's looking at 522 to 532 credit spreads, call credit spreads, slightly ahead of the market. Again, I'm hoping this is a good one. J-Boy, Jeff Glass, you and I are in the same exact boat. We are both trying to get out of our day jobs. It might be a two-step process for some of you folks. Some of you guys are going, I want to quit my full-time gig. And you might find that you can get a part-time stay-at-home gig that pays you half of what you get paid at work for 60 hours a week. And you'll take that deal. You'll quit the day job, get control of your 401k, not work 60 hours a week, spend less money getting to and from work from home for half the money, and trade full-time. And that trade-off right there, lower expenses to not be working full-time and commuting anymore, and staying at home, and being a better trader. And the gap between the two, all of a sudden, there's no gap whatsoever. And all of a sudden, you realize, oh, wow, I can do this. I didn't know I could do that. You have to look into it. I don't know. For some others of you, you are replacing a full-time job that you have to work 5 days a week during market hours for a part-time gig. And you're finding part-time work for Saturdays and Sundays, but not Monday to Friday. So you're working maybe Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday at maybe you're working at a bar. Like you're working evenings on the weekends and Friday nights, Thursday nights, And you're trading Monday to Friday during market hours, and you don't work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday during the day at all, or Friday during the day. You don't do that anymore. And so your patterns are different, your sleep patterns and your life, but you're in front of your computer most of the time to do trading when it's time to trade. And you're making half as much money, 2/3 the money you used to make working full time. And the rest is more than the rest is coming from option trading. And that allows you to slowly cut the hours back at the part-time gig until you don't do it anymore. There's all kinds of ways to play this, but you've got to check it out. You've got to look into this. Yeah. Okay, Henry, I just wrote cash secured puts AI $23 June expiry for 216. So AIs are trading at $23. He's writing a $23 at the money cash secured put, basically bringing in 216. Not a bad return. Henry T, happy Monday. One, the long is 2 cents, the short 58. Okay, so it's a 56-cent net credit. Okay, got it. I like this trade. I do like this trade. Way to go, Juan. So you're bringing in 56 cents net, and if you can pick that back up around 20 cents or something, or 15 cents, like 16 cents, 11 cents, 12 cents, nice little credit spread. All right, Dak, I wrote another 5 cash secured puts at $17. This is SoFi, I'm assuming. Up to 35 contracts. Got 17 grand in the account. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. There you go. Sitting on January 26th, SoFi cash secured puts on a mountain of money. And you can probably pick up an ETF that pays monthly interest on a daily basis, unless you're getting daily interest as it is with your broker. Again, yeah, compound that return, buddy. Why not? Nice going. I know some of you out there are getting like 7% yield payable monthly, so it's like 0.6 of a point every month on dollars you're putting into ETFs that are backed by corporate bonds. Some of you have found some of those. You just have to do your homework. If you're in Canada, you look up ETFs in Canada, Canadian ETFs for corporate bond ETFs paying monthly interest. In America, you're doing the same thing for U.S. Trades. In Europe, I don't know how you're doing it. You got to figure it out in Europe. I don't know what ETFs you can get. I don't know how they trade. I'm not a European ETF specialist. I'm certainly not a specialist in North America either. But for those of you who are able to get 0.6% return per month on your dough, you got 20 grand in your account. You get 0.6. That's $120 a month in interest. $4 a day. That's a cup of coffee at Starbucks 7 days a week. Thank you very much. If you've got 200 grand tucked away through option writing, cash secured put balances, whatever, that's $1,200 a month on 200,000. Yeah, that's $1,200. Thank you very much. $1,200 a month. Yeah, that's okay. $40 a day. Yeah, that's okay. That's a cup of coffee for you, a friend, a snack, and maybe you go to McDonald's every day. Can you handle that? I don't know. Anyway, there you go. Just a thought. All right. Welcome, everybody, to the program. Look at your Dow. We're down 55.9. So there's a recovery underway. I don't know how long it'll last. I don't know how far it's going to go. The S&P is up down 0.54, and the NASDAQ is down 0.77%. So there is a better looking market than at the opening and pre-opening, but will this falter? That is the question. The Qs are at 518 now, down 354 on the session. And so Juan is keeping a close eye on his 522.32s with the index at 518. He's 4 out of the money. Both contracts are worthless. They die tonight. And we'll see if this 518 falters and goes back to 516. Comes up to 518.19, down to 515, 570. I don't know. What's it going to do today? Could it drop to 511 later today? Could it go to 521 towards the close? He'll still win because his contract is out of the money right up to the end of the day. That's what we do here as option writers. Now, those of you looking to write option spreads now, you're thinking, well, I'm going to write an option spread. You might want to write a 524 to 534. You might want to go further ahead if you can bring in the credit. Again, it's all up to you individually, how you feel and what do you think this market is doing and how comfortable are you? close you want to be, how far away you want to be. It's all good. Welcome everyone to the program. 518.12 on the Qs with the Dow down 54, 55 points approximately. Are we rocketing to new all-time highs? No. Are we about to falter and see a computer sell program come in and drop this market? That is also possible. We all know how this game works. When you've been here a while, you kind of know how the game works. All right. We'll monitor it, of course. Thank you again for answering the question of the day. 213 people have come through here to give me a response to the statement of the day. And we've had 131 thumbs ups already come in today. Thank you again for supporting me and participating in the thumbs up meter and the question of the day. 214 responders. 29% of those responders are saying, I write options for side gig cash. 16% say, I write options to help pay my bills. 13% are saying, I am writing options as my full-time job. This is all I do. And 42% are saying, I write options to add to my existing wealth, Uncle Bruce. There you go, 214 responders, and thank you to all of you who are participating in that. And of course, those of you finding the thumbs up meter to help me out with the thumbs ups coming in. Thank you very much. We're trying to get to 200 thumbs ups every single day. 230 people here. Welcome all 230 of you from wherever you are. If you are in a generous mood today, send me a $1 super chat. If you think this channel is the greatest channel in the world, send me a $2 super chat. If you've made money in this market and you're just happy to make a few bucks, send me a $3 super chat. If you are willing to be and wanting to be the highest donator of the day, you might need to make a $5 super chat. And then again, if you're not intimidated by some lowlife making a measly $5 donation, you might make a $10 donation. You know what? Any donation that is made, Jen and I thank you very, very much. And we love it when you guys make money. That's what it's all about. Thank you for being members of this channel. Those of you making PayPal donations to us privately, you guys are something else. We thank you so very much. Some of those have been very generous, and we are very appreciative. Helps pay the Tesla. Helps pay for the rent around here. Takes care of our Costco needs. We love you for it. We want you to get rich. It's nothing personal. We just want you to get richer, everybody. Tom, I'll take 10:10 a.m. for the drop. Juan, I am starting to position myself for July, August earnings season. It's going to be fun. Crazy 49er, I wrote a $42 cash secured put on HIMS for 30 days. It's only been 2 weeks, and I closed out at an 80% profit. How about that? Dude, Uncle Bruce, why do you think MSTR has been given more maintainability? On two of my brokerages, it's changed from 75% to 40% now. Or marginability, you were asking me. So it takes less leverage to write on with a margin account. I don't know. I can't answer that one. Cindy B, Bruce, here's a $10 donation because I'm having a good day today. Thank you, Cindy B, very much for that donation. I'm going to like that one right there. I'm putting a like on there. Thank you so very much. And all of you out there. Bless you, Auntie Jen from Richard Carlin. He heard the sneezing from Auntie Jen in the background. Thank you, Richard. We're down 27 on the Dow. A little more recovery coming in. How much more? I don't know, but so far it's oops, it just dropped again. It's back 53. Here we go. Juan says here, I'm playing it safer. To play it safer, I did the 523.33, and I got 28 cents for that one. So I've got another one going here a little further out right now. Interesting one. Again, making adjustments is what it is all about. 522.32 to 523.33. There you go. Another $1 away. We're now at 518.80 on the Qs. They're still down on the session. 518.84. The Dow now down 50 And we'll see what's going on. We're down 46 there. 25-point drop on S&P, 120-point drop on NASDAQ. NASDAQ still the weak link here, down 0.2%, giving up some ground. Cindy, thank you very much for the $10 donation. That is awesome stuff. That is $7 Costco money for us, for sure. And Cindy has now received 3 thumbs up for making that super chat today. You got to love it. Thank you all. Welcome all to the party, pals. Great to have you with us. Thanks again for these thumbs ups and answering the question of the day with your comment. I love this. 136 thumbs ups, 218 votes now. I write options for side gig cash, 28%. I write options to pay bills, 17%. I write options as my full-time job, 13%. And I write options to add to my existing wealth, 42% are doing that. Beautiful. 136 thumbs ups and counting, 219 votes, and a super chat from Cindy B today. Awesome, everyone. Keep up the good work. We're down 40 or so on the Dow, give or take. Down 118 on NASDAQ. Is this as good as it's going to get? Do we go back down 200 now? Is this market going to drop another, couple of bucks? What's happening with the Qs at 518.89? Are they going to give up ground, or are they going higher? They got up to 519.16 for a moment. Now they're at 518.85. There you go. Giddy up, everybody. Welcome to the party all. We're alive and well here in Rancho Mirage on a beautiful sunny morning today. Thank you, everybody. Jen came out here and shut the lights off right freaking now because we don't need our lights on anymore to see what's going on here. It's all daylight. Giddy up, everybody. Okay, all. Thank you all for joining me today from wherever you are. Fun times, never a dull moment. 519.05, we've broken through 519 again on the Qs. Another little buy wave has come in on the markets. It would appear 519. It's still down 249 on the session. Oh, we're back under 518.97 and now right at 519. There you go. So there's the story. Spiders are 592.05 down 215. SoFi is 13.80 a share, down just 12 cents on SoFi. GameStop down 38 cents. We're getting within striking distance of breaking out here. The Rocket Lab down 35 cents. ASTS still down $1.50. MSTR up 270. AI down 93. Supermicro only down 30 cents. NVIDIA down 62 cents. This is a nothing burger here. But Tesla down $10. Palantir down 294. Google down 44 cents. Welcome all to the show. Welcome all to the program this morning. As we continue to watch this market to see just what is going to happen. Yeah, Apple down $4, Tesla down 10, Microsoft up 270, Alphabet down 46 cents, Amazon up 96 cents, NVIDIA down 52, Meta up 60 at the moment. Supermicro down 27, ASTS down 145, AI down 90, Palantir down 286, MicroStrategy up 350, Unity down 79.80 cents, Goldman down 127, Cisco's up 2. The Spiders down 149. The Qs are now down 161 and sitting at 519.86, going for 520. The Qs are trying to hit 520 now. A little more power coming in. Netflix down 150. Pfizer up 3. ARC down 119. IBM up 148. Uber down 2 cents. HBQ down 41. Home Depot down 208. Vanik down 153. Adobe down 19. Enphase down 211. And this kind of a market this morning shows you why you want to wait the first hour before you make a move. You really usually want to wait. You want to give the market time to settle in and tell us what it really has in mind. The Qs were as low as 514 on the morning. They've now gotten up to this 519, 520 level. And the question really is this as good as it's going to get? Or are we going higher? And if we are topping out at 519, 520, isn't this a great time to write 525, 535s, or 525, 27s, or 525, 530s? pulling the string on the call options and saying, hey, you want to go up another $5 from here? I'll give you that right now. Hey, we've touched this 520 level. Okay, fair enough. Is it going to run out of gas here? Maybe this is a little too much too fast. Perhaps the Dow will slip a little bit here. We'll get some profit taking from this little gain that we've had, a 150-point gain on the Dow. There are people making money this morning. They bought low and now they're up a little bit, getting towards break even. They might go, I'm getting out. I'm gonna take a profit here because I made money this morning. I'm not a Friday trader. I'm a Monday trader. I bought this morning on the uptick and I'm gonna take it off. Maybe enough sellers come in to drop the market further. I don't know. On the other hand, others will go, if we break even, we might go up a little bit. And so maybe I'll do a day trade from here. It's hard to say. We're still down 14 on the Dow. We're down 17 on S&P. We're down 75 on NASDAQ. The Qs are at 520.15, down 136 or so. Spiders 592, down 148. That is where I see it at the moment. And we're wavering a little bit here at this 518 to 520 level for the Qs at the moment. There you go. What can I tell you? It is what it is. Rocket Lab down 38, SoFi down 11. It's at 1381 on SoFi. The volume on your SoFi today is 8.7 million. Not that heavy today. And we are now 40 minutes into our session. Antigen is cranking a bagel for me. And we'll see how the market reacts with the bagel. There you go, kids. How are we going to do today is the question. 20-point drop on the Dow, 519.74 on the Qs. So just around that 520 mark from a 514 opening this morning. Giddy up, everybody. Let's have some fun. GameStop down 31. Rocket Lab down 39 at the moment. Okay, everybody. All right, let's go over here and see what's going on here. One, SoFi 1393, Bruce Bryant. I'm trying to sell some ASTS cash secured puts. No fish yet are biting. There you go. Henry, I just loaded more cash secured puts, ASTS, for June this year. I wrote 22s. I got 202 for those. One, last week, Uncle Bruce, the Qs. Oh my gosh. Thursday, 520 and Friday 521, if I'm not mistaken, is what Juan is saying over there. We're now on the Qs at 519.98. The Dow down 29. Looks like we're giving up a bit here. I'm not sure. It's wavering. We'll see if this continues higher or do we turn lower now. We'll find out. 519.98 on the Qs at this moment in time. Brian, there we go. Needed to find some volume. I just sold 5 ASTS cash secured puts August 22 and a halves for $3. The stock's at 25.13. I'm writing out of the money 22.50s expiring in August for $3. So you put up $2,250, got $300 back right away, almost 15% on your money. Not bad for August. DAC sold triple Q, put credit spreads first thing at 5.10.12. I just cashed out 80% profit on that trade. I'm going to sit back and see what happens next. And there you go. Intraday trades on credit spreads are a thing. We're down 17 to 20 on the Dow, and the Qs are 519.55. They're giving up a little more ground from that 520 level at the moment. SoFi 1381, the high of the session, 13, is it 86 or was it better than that? I don't know. 8.9 million on SoFi. GameStop down 29 cents. Rocket Lab down 39 cents. Congratulations, option writers. Way to go, Dak. Way to go, Brian. Way to go, Juan. Henry, Brian, all of you guys taking money off the table. Looking at your cashing in some bucks. What's the name of the game, kids? When stocks go down, you write cash secured puts. When stocks go up, you write covered calls and buy back cash secured puts. Giddy up, everybody. All righty. DAC. I sold triple Q, put credit spreads first thing And let's see what happens with this trade. That's a beautiful comment. I love that. Thank you. Down 34 on the down. We're giving up a little bit of ground. 519.55 on the Qs. The Nasdaq now is down 91 points. Okay, everybody. Cheers. Oh, yes. Looking at headlines going by. Deere stock is falling. Alibaba stock is dropping. S&P 500 News has bulls revved up. Why they're making more than there is. 519.55 on Qs. The Dow down 31 at the moment. SoFi 1377, GameStop 2811, Rocket Lab 2525, and ASTS 2493 right now at the moment. Doug is saying I wrote 4 cash secured puts for June 25. I got some really nice premiums on these. Nice going, sir. Find your favorites. You make your moves. You're right out of the money cash secured puts. You're offering to buy stock at a mega discount from the market plus a premium on top of that. Thank you very much. I don't mind that. Hey, Brian, right here. Nice going, Brian. You're writing these ASTS cash secured puts for $22.50. They gave you $3. You're offering to buy this stock for $19.50 a share. Yeah, it's $24.98 right now. That's a pretty good move. Yeah, I kind of like your potential of making money over there. And then Henry here, writing $22 contracts, getting $2. So he's offering to pay $20 only until July. Nice going. Like I said, there's some potential here to make some do-re-mi money. Okay. The Qs are a 520.17, just breaking through. The Dow is down 18, looking like a little wave of buying coming in again. Nasdaq down 67. It just improved by about 25 points. Probably a computer-led buy program kicking in. We're getting that now. We're coming into the close of the European markets as well. So we're going to watch now a lot of speculators shift from the European markets into the American markets. European markets, I believe, are just about done or soon to be done. We're down 1/4 point in London. We're up 1/4 point in Germany. We're down 1/3% in France. We have other markets off about 1% here, down 1/4. It's mixed. It's a mixed market in Europe at the moment. In America right now, the Dow is down only 8.8 points. It's trying to give us a positive green print. And Nasdaq down 62. Will it last? Does it hold? Or are we losing steam very quickly after just getting a little and then the traders stop buying? I don't know. We'll watch what happens.
Are there a lot of buyback programs right now?
There are buyback programs in existence, but corporate America is under no obligation to buy any of their stocks back. But generally, well, it's not cheap at the moment. It was cheap after Liberation Day. That's when they could have bought back a ton of paper that week after, when the Dow really took the dump. Wouldn't be surprised if they did do some buying back there. But right now, I don't know if they're doing any buybacks here. DAC, hey, Bruce, here is a 20 pound donation. This is the biggest donation of the day. 20 pounds. This is like $1 million Canadian. This is $1 million Canadian dollars. Thanks, Dr. Bruce. Knowledge is money. And there you go, Dak. There you have it. Brian says that GameStop wants to go green right now. Still down 26 cents. And we got SoFi back up to 1383 right at the moment. Oh, let's get this out of the way and make room for this little ditty here. The grape jelly sesame seed bagel. Thank you so much, Danny. Yes. We'll keep an eye on that little corner there. Thank you all for being here with us today and joining the party. I hope you're making nothing but money today. You're getting ready to do credit spread trades for the Qs and the SPYs that expire later today. You're watching this market, trying to figure out what it wants to do. Where does it want to go? Is this the perfect time now to write call credit spreads on Qs and SPY? Much higher than where we are here to give yourself that $4, $5, $6 spread, $8 spread. How much can you get? You might want to write 2-day expiry, 1-week expiry, out of the money, $10, $15, $20. You decide. Maybe this little pop-up is all we got. I don't know. We're at 520 on the Qs, still down $1.35 on the day. This is as good as it is right now. Watching the Dow to see if it wants to break even or not. I don't know. We know that 23andMe, the receiver for 23andMe has sold off its DNA thing, the most active, number one asset it's got. Regeneron bought it for $250 million and has pledged to, it's all confidential. They're not going to release this to the public because it would then be worth nothing to Regeneron. So they want to keep it private. They're going to continue to run the DNA testing and all that stuff. So yeah, for the customers of 23andMe, it's no difference. It's just that Regeneron now owns this and will run it. Huge, much more valuable company. What it means to 23andMe shareholders who are holding a stock that's in receivership, I don't know. That's the thing I can't answer. The Dow down 8 points. It's just trying to hang on. I'm going to start eating a bagel. I don't know if this is going to move the market up or down, but I'm going to have my grape jelly bagel with a sesame seed bagel right now and see what this market wants to do. Oh yeah. This is good stuff. Go every day. Thank you, Auntie Jen. The Welch's grape jelly. Fabulous. It's doing it good. Your Rocket Lab is coming on. It's down 17 cents now. It's coming up 25.40. Fabulous. Looks like next Monday. Next Monday is Memorial Day. We'll be closed. The markets are closed. I'm off. So you're off. Keep an eye on that. The Dow down 1 point. It's trying to go green. The Dow is trying to go green. S&P still down 69. Qs 520.12. That's where the Qs are right now. Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Dak, for this donation. You're the number one donator today. You join Cindy today as a donator. I appreciate both of you. Thank you so very much. I'm giving a thumbs up to that for sure. For sure. Brian's watching the GameStop, so are we. It's down 25. SoFi down 11. Rocket Lab only down 12 cents. It's coming on. We'll find out what's happening. The Dow now down 19, giving a little bit of ground up here. The Q index 520.18. That's the ETF. Just hanging around 520, 519, 520. Dow's now down 40. We're going a little lower, I think. This might be a little pullback. Then we get another run. I don't know. How much momentum does this market have to keep coming on? That's the question. If we have light volume on all of the stocks out there, if we do not have heavy volume, we're going lower. We need a buy wave with power. I don't know if we have that going on. Down 40 on the Dow. Okay, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for visiting my website, stockmarkswithbruce.ca. checking out the classes, learning how to become an option writer. Thank you for answering the question of the day and giving us a thumbs up today. Thank you for all those thumbs ups that have been coming in, kids. We appreciate this. I'm getting mattress ads. It must be Memorial Day coming up. I'm getting mattress ads. Oh my God. Time to get a new bed. We're up. We got 140 thumbs ups now and 230 answers to the question of the day. Thank you. American Mattress Day. Oh my goodness. Who would have thought? When Congress voted to create a holiday today, little did they know that they were really endorsing Mattress Day. $5.1967. The Qs are backing up a bit. Brian's noticed Rocket Lab trying to come back. Still down 20. Charlie, I just wrote 5, 10, 14 Qs. Those are probably put credit spreads for 21 cents premium. $4 spread for 21 cents. That's a 5% return he's trying to pull out there. That's a put credit spread, Bruce. So he's doing a 5, 10, 14, and the Qs are 519.7. So as long as they stay above 5, 10, 14, he's going to make money. $5.19.38. There you go. And so far, any of you who've written call credit spreads on Qs are winning because you're at 522, 523 with the market at 519. You're winning. The Dow's down 70 points now. We're giving up some more ground. Nasdaq down 100. The Qs are 519.40. They're falling off. 519.18. Wing Commander pillows are just small mattresses. I hear my pillow has great deals these days. Right on. 519.17.
Have chips in pillows, so the pillows will alert the store that you need a new pillow, and they'll send you a company.
How about that? Oh my goodness. We're being watched. Cyberdyne Systems Pillows Incorporated. Get your Cyberdyne 500 new model pillow today. Arms will come out the side of the pillow in the middle of the night to lift up your blanket and tuck you in. Nothing to worry about. All is well. All is well. Last week I wrote SoFi cash secured puts, $12.50 for this coming Friday. I'm up 50%. I'm going to wait till Wednesday, Thursday, see what happens. There you go. There you go, one. Those Qs are falling off. 518.88. The Nasdaq down 118 now. And the Dow's off 90 points. I think people are making money around here. Since when is Netflix above $1,000? It received a price target of $1,220. That's unbelievable. There you go. Trying to make some money around here. That's all we're trying to do. 518.87 on the Qs. The high for those triple Qs were 520.56 just a few minutes ago. Now we've seen a almost a $2 drop from there. Interesting. I got one piece of bagel left to go. We're down 69 on the Dow. We're moving, man. We're moving. Volatility. You see it. James of the Misty Tree. Cyberdyne pillows. Laughing out loud. Arnold could do the commercial tagline. Come with me if you want to sleep. That's right. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to remember where this was. Jen and I and Jen Jr. were in Florida quite a ways ago. I think we were at Universal Studios because that's where the T2 ride is, the Terminator ride. I don't think it's at Disneyland. I think it's Universal. Yeah.
If
And
it's still there.
yeah, if it's still there. I think we've ridden it in LA, and we may have ridden it in Orlando. I can't be 100% sure.
And then there's one where it's just the show, you're just in the auditorium.
Yeah, it was an auditorium kind of thing. We were lined up. We were in a big lobby area. First you're in line and you get through the doors, and you're in a big lobby and you can't go anywhere. You just have to stay in this lobby area. It's air conditioned, and people come in, and as soon as the room is full of 300 of us or whatever it was, and there might have been a couple of these rooms. There might have been like a lobby here, a lobby here, a lobby here, this big building. And the lights go down, and the soothing music comes on. It goes, welcome to Cyberdyne Systems, your future today. And it would show, a screen would show up, and there would be a little bed with a little girl lying in bed. And then these two Terminator chrome-plated hands and arms would come out from the headboard and would reach for the blanket and bring the blanket up to her chin to tuck her in. And with Cyberdyne Systems, you're going to be guaranteed a pleasant night's sleep. And then the hands sort of sit there like this on the headboard while the little girl is sleeping. And all is wonderful. Let Cyberdyne Systems take care of all of your requirements. You don't have to worry about your children at night anymore. Cyberdyne System is there to protect them against any intruders and to make sure they're always tucked in at night and will have pleasant, sweet dreams of a wonderful world that we'll have tomorrow. And then the doors open. Please come into the auditorium and have a seat and enjoy a presentation from Cyberdyne Systems. The world of tomorrow. Oh, well, it was beautiful. So you walk in, and then all of a sudden you see people from different angles all coming into this giant auditorium. And there's like 3 rows we can choose from, and 3 rows they can choose from, 3 rows they can choose from. We all sit down. And then we get this presentation that all is wonderful, and then all of a sudden there's a glitch. And problems and emergency, Cyberdyne Systems detecting an intruder. And all of a sudden, it's taking over the world. And then all of a sudden, you have this actor who's in the Arnold Schwarzenegger look on a motorbike, comes riding in off the stage and right in on and starts destroying everything. The Terminators show up, and it's fantastic. If you've ever seen it, it was cutting edge in 2001 and 2. It was a lot of fun. Oh my gosh. Cyberdyne Systems. Oh yes. Come with me if you want to sleep. Hopefully everyone sold their ME shares a long time ago. Wing Commander, that must be Orlando. Wing Commander, LA does not have T-Tour. Free range, number 143. Good morning, gang. Henry T. Uncle Bruce. I don't, if option trading is allowed, stop loss set automatically. Yes, you can do, you can put in, I believe so, depending on the firm. Henry, Uncle Bruce, I don't know if there's an option for that. Wing Commander, imagine waking up at night and your pillow screams at you, exterminate. Henry T, I don't know. Brian, I hope ASTS drops more. I want to write some of those 2020, Jan 26, $20 cash secured puts at 5 each. That would be awesome. There you go. Well, we're down 175 to 24.91 on ASTS. The Dow's down 50, NASDAQ down 114. The triple Qs are 519.06. SoFi is 13.76, down 16 cents. So there you are. Fantastic. Yeah, I haven't been to Universal Studios since, I don't know, 2004 or 5, maybe with our teenage daughter at the time. Our 14, 15-year-old teenage daughter might have been the last time. The first time we took her there, she would have been 12, 11. She was a different young lady from age 11, 12 to 15, 16. That's a whole different person you're taking to a theme park, completely different. But it was a ton of fun back then. Cindy, I just bought back my covered calls on ASTS for a profit. I sold the stock and I sold up. But there you go. Now you're talking. You're cash rich now. Well done. The Dow is down 18. It's trying to come back again. NASDAQ down 105. Q's 519.34. Welcome everybody to the show. SoFi down 14. GameStop down 30. Rocket Lab down 25 cents. The Dow down 7.5. I'm finishing this bagel. It's now down 6. It's trying to go green. NASDAQ down 100. The Dow down 4. Here's how much bagel I have left. It's come all the way back to be down 4. Now it's down 12. What can I say? Well, bagel's gone. Thank you, Auntie Jen. Oh, that was wonderful. We're at 519.31 on the Qs. Down 15 on the Dow. Okay. Thank you all for joining us today from wherever you are. 519.20 on the Qs, down 222. I have a suspicion that every one of you that's written cash call or put credit spreads on the Qs are winning right now. You're all winning. The index has not gone too high or too low. You're all in that sweet spot right now. I suspect you all are. There you go. Tom, Cindy Buffett. There you go. There you go. Cindy Buffett getting richer on this channel. Gotta love that. 519.33 on the Qs. The Dow's down 14 or so points. Giddy up, one and all. Thank you all for joining us today. Let's take one more look at the questions of the day. We have the thumbs up meter chugging along here. We were in the 130 range, and then we reached the 140 range. Now 147 on the thumbs up meter. Thank you all for coming through for us, pushing the 150 level. We're going to keep on rolling if we can. If any of you are watching on the rerun, please help us out. We have on the question of the day, 236 responders on this one. This is pretty cool stuff. 29% of you are saying, I write options for a side gig. 17% of you say, I write options, which helps me pay my bills. This actually adds to my added income from my job and from my lifestyle, and this helps me pay bills. 12% of you say, I'm a full-time writer. That's what I'm doing. So that's now about 26, 28 of you, something like that. I write options to add to my existing wealth. 41% do that. That's the number one answer right there. I'm a retiree, Bruce. I bring in Social Security. I bring in pension money. I have income coming from various sources, and whatever I do with options just adds to my existing well-being. It is not the only source of income I have, and so I congratulate you and commend you. Some of you have become this way because the option writing has made you so much money that you can now walk away from your job, take early Social Security, cash out your retirement money, get paid monthly money, and you're still just writing options as an add-on. I mean, it's that good. Fantastic. If this channel has helped you in any way to add to your wealth on your IRAs, your 401ks, that is what it's really all about. If we can build your retirement savings sooner and faster now, well before you need to draw on it, this is what it's all about. Let's get you from 30,000 to 300,000. Let's get you from 200 to 700,000. Let's get you from 400,000 to 2 million. Let's get you to the point where you can't run out of money. As long as you live, you're not going to run out of money. That's the way we want this to be. Want your money to outlive you. Right on, not the other way around. Thank you all and all. Dude, let's just say right here, Uncle Bruce, and these options will shrink and shrink and shrink. Is there any idea when Fubo TV is moving 5% up? I have no idea. Henry, quantum computing stock trading strong. Uncle Bruce. Okay. Giddy up. The Dow's down 25, 15. It's jumping around like crazy. The Nasdaq's still down 95. Triple Qs are 519.45 and 519.54, somewhere in that range. SoFi is down 16 cents, trying to get green. GameStop down 33. Rocket Lab down 21 at the moment. ASTS down 177 to 24.89. It's spitting out some really nice cash secured put premiums for those of you writing ASTS contracts. Strategy Incorporated, MSTR is up 380. AI down $1. Super Micro down 76 cents. NVIDIA down 26 cents. Tesla down 9.80 a share. Palantir is still off 254. Google down 148. Apple down 392. Microsoft is up 265. It's been up all morning. Meta down 209. Broadcom up 4 or 5 cents. Amazon down 24. Intel is down 24. Netflix at $1,184, down $7.33. It's had a big run. Smart Rent, no change there, 86 cents. Coinbase, 194 lower. Costco is up 264. Eli Lilly is down 733 to $750. Uber up a nickel. Cisco Systems up 27 cents. Adobe up 110. AMD down $2. Unity down 106. Enphase down 205. Spire down 18 cents at 11.82. Moderna's up 91 cents. Pfizer up 3. IBM up $1.08. HPQ is up down 32 cents. Excuse me. Home Depot down 154. Vanek is down 142. Goldman is down $2. Boeing down 142. Target down 35. JP Morgan off 6 cents. And Walmart down 95 cents here, just not quite a percent. Disney down 56 cents. American Airlines up 2 pennies at 11.88. DraftKings up 19 cents, 37.10. AMC down about 9 cents to 2.85. And Royal Caribbean, $2.42 lower at $253 a share. So it's a mixed market. We got greens, we got reds. We're down 6 on the Dow. We're up 16 on S&P. We're down 88 on NASDAQ. It's the worst performer, but it's only down now 0.46%. We're down $1.84 on those Qs, 519.87. The S&P 500 is down 1/3 of a point. The Dow is almost like 5/100ths lower. It's 18 points off on this session. Very quiet, not a heavy session, not a lot to get excited about at this point. So I don't know if we're going to get much in the way of movement. If this market sticks around here, every option writer is happy. Whether you're a call writer, a cash secured put writer, a credit spread writer, it doesn't matter. You're all happy because no movement is boredom, and that's what you're looking for. Shrinkage is how you make your money. The gamblers out there are getting their butts handed to them today. They can't find a winning trade. There's no movement. There's no movement. There's no violent, quick movement. There's the odd trade here and there, but writers are the ones making money, I think, today. Keep up the good work, you guys. take the money from these gamblers. They're handing it to you. We just dropped here 40 points on the Dow right now. We're down 103 again on NASDAQ. We seem to be giving up some more ground. There's the story, and I'm going with it. Thank you all for joining Jennifer and I today. It's great to have you here. It's Monday, May 19th. Thank you for those of you kind enough to make a few donations to us today. Thank you for that. Thank you for being members of this channel, joining this channel as a Gold Bagel member. Thank you very much. Right up here, I believe. Thank you. The 238 of you are bold enough to answer the question of the day. Thank you for that. And the thumbs up meter, I think we're trying to get over 150 now, and that is fantastic. Yeah, 152 and climbing. Maybe we can get to 200 later today, depending on the rerunners. Thanks again, everybody. Please make money out there. Please get richer. Jen and I want you to become very wealthy people.
They got a long weekend coming up. They need to make money.
You need to make money this week so that you can take Monday off. That's right.
And buy a mattress.
And buy yourself a new mattress. How about that? And some of you make so much money that you buy one of those NetJet 25-hour private jet cards, and then you give us a shout and say, "Hey, we're flying from LA over to Palm Springs. We thought we'd pick you guys up and take you to New York for the weekend. We thought we'd see a play or two. You want to come with us?" We might just be available for something like that. I mean, if you're making that kind of money, can you get us back too? That'd be kind of cool. I'd like that. We can then do a meet and greet in New Jersey. In Secaucus, get a whole bunch of people coming up. And then you can thank the private jet sponsors for that. And then we'll fly our way back, you know. Just saying, hey, I want you guys to get really rich, okay? I don't want you making $3,000, $4,000 a month. I want you making $30,000, $100,000, $300,000 a month. I want you making some scratch here. Don't forget Uncle Bruce when you do that. Splair, have a relaxed day, everybody. Thank you, Splair. All right, kids. Jen and I are going to say our goodbyes here. Qs are 519.69, SoFi 1380. It's trying to go higher. We'll keep an eye on the market with you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. If any of you want to play some trivia later, join us on TWB tonight on my other channel, Traveling with Bruce, 7 o'clock Eastern. We'll have a little fun over there with that gang. Thank you, kids. Beach Boy is saying bye. That's what we're going to say in 3, 2, 1. Beach Boy, bye.